Aaron Tveit, welcome to On Stage, or welcome back to On Stage, and congratulations on going back into Moulin Rouge, your Tony-winning role as Christian.
Thank you very much.
What was your first night back like? Was that emotional for you?
Yeah, I mean, the show is always, it's been an emotional journey with the show, and so I have such close emotional ties to it. So it's all the big nights are always very emotional. But I was actually a little bit struck by how emotional I was on my night back. I think I tried to tell myself that it was, I've done this before, it's no big deal, and then I knew that the audience would be supportive, but you know, I have this moment where I walk across the passerelle to lift the sign at the beginning of the show, and kind of as soon as I came out, the audience erupted in applause.
I heard, I had friends in the audience that night who went crazy for you.
Yeah, so that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I wasn't necessarily expecting it.
Did everything come back? Or did you have to go into the rehearsal room and kind of think of things?
Yeah, I had a few days of rehearsal. Yeah, it's strange. It's actually interesting because since I left, there's been like a little bit of blocking and staging that's changed, but the way that it's changed, it's actually gone back to the original version, which is different than I was doing when I left. So it's been a bit of a kind of what's the thing? Doing two things. So. I was having an experience where my body knew where to go, but I didn't quite know where I was going in my head. But no, it took me a few days, but I settled back in.
It's a well-oiled machine, and it's doing very well.
Yes.
You have a new leading lady.
Yes.
Ashley Lauren is your Satine.
She is.
Talk about playing opposite her.
It's been so amazing to step back in to do the show with her as Satine. You know, she was the standby on Broadway from the very beginning. And I've done the show with her many times, but to kind of come back to do it with her now after she's had 7 or so months to really make it her own has just been, it's been really special. And I have a immense sense of pride. I don't know, I shouldn't be proud, but I'm very proud of her, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I just have seen kind of where she started and where she is now with the role, and she's just incredible in the role, and she's such a dream to sing with. She has like this amazing pop voice, and the depth that she's found in the character is really beautiful. So it's a lot of fun.
I love it. You are one of our great leading men on Broadway.
Thank you.
And of course, the Tonys recognized that a couple years ago because you received the award for Best Leading Actor in a Musical.
I still don't believe it when I hear it, but yeah.
You were in a category by yourself.
Yes.
But there was a chance you could have lost that night.
There was a chance, yeah.
But you did not, and you won.
Yeah. I really, I did not know, because basically all the voters had to vote yes or no. So instead of picking their selection, I had to get 60% yeses.
That's right.
So, which I tried to tell myself that's only about a D, so there's a good chance. But no, it wasn't really until Courtney Vance and BB Newirth started because they presented the category. I was sitting in the audience and I was very nervous, and it really wasn't until they started joking about the fact that I was the only nominee that I relaxed, because I thought, well, they're not going to joke about this and then say, and the winner is no one. So that's when I first relaxed. But no, it was obviously it was a very unique circumstance because of the pandemic year.
Yeah.
But I tried not to let that take the meaning away from me. It was a wonderful time, and I felt so wonderful to be recognized by the community for it.
And your performance is beautiful, I must add.
Thank you.
Has life changed for you now that you're a Tony winner?
I'd love to say yes, but no, it hasn't.
Okay.
Excuse me, it hasn't. No, but I think, you know, I've been very fortunate to, you know, I left school to start doing this, to start working in the theater almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and all I ever wanted was a career on stage, and I've somehow carved one out. So
you're doing it.
Yeah.
You are doing it.
So that's the thing that matters the most to me.
I always think Moulin Rouge and Aaron Tveit, perfect combination for a Broadway musical, because you are a pop fan.
Oh, yes,
I am. You love your
am.
pop music.
Absolutely.
Just talk about that marriage of projects.
Yeah, it was kind of fascinating when it came up, because for the 4 or 5 years prior, I had been doing concerts. I had some, you know, kind of more cabaret, Broadway style concerts, but I'd also been doing pop rock concerts with a little band that I put together, all playing covers around like various House of Blues venues around the country. We played Irving Plaza, we played Webster Hall, so we were kind of really living out our rock star dreams a little bit. And yes, I'm a huge fan of pop music. So when this came up, obviously I knew how the movie functioned, but to have all this kind of updated pop music and to kind of get to weave a narrative through that. Looking back, it is a it's interesting, you know, you put in all this work doing these other things, and they show up in other aspects of what you're doing. So I've sang a lot of pop and rock songs for concerts, so to kind of put them into a narrative, I guess I was ready to do it.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Who's on your iPhone right now in terms of music?
Oh,
Who are you listening to?
lots of Billie Eilish, lots of Taylor Swift, lots of 1975. I still listen to Bon Iver kind of daily. That's kind of, it's part of, I think, my meditation before the show. Just some very easy Bon Iver listening. Those are probably the big ones at the moment.
Are you going to go see Taylor Swift in concert?
I didn't get tickets like everybody else. I can't get tickets. Nobody can get tickets. Yeah.
You're Aaron Tveit.
I can't get tickets.
You're Broadway's own.
Yeah.
Schmigadoon is coming back.
Yes.
We're getting that in April. Very exciting.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about season 2?
What can I say? I think it's been announced that it's, even though it's being called Schmigadoon, people know that it's Schmicago. So I think from that you can infer that it will, whereas the first season, as we're seeing now, kind of tapped into big MGM, Rodgers and Hammerstein classic musicals. Schmicago kind of moves into our next section of
Kander
60s
and Ebb?
and 70s. Kander and Ebb, maybe some Cabaret, maybe
All
some
right.
Pippin, maybe some Hair. So I think what the series is doing kind of wonderfully is it now is stepping into this next group of musicals with the same cast, and we get to be a little different this time around.
I love it. And you're reuniting with your Broadway pals,
Yes.
too.
It's just
I
the
know
most
Titus
incredible.
Burgess is a part of this
Yeah,
season.
Titus is now added, also Patrick Page. And then besides the two of them, everyone is back from season 1. So
Kristen.
Kristen, Alan, Dove, Ann Harada. It's
Great.
just the most amazing group of people.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's very fun.
How do you follow up Moulin Rouge? What else do you want to do on Broadway? You've done a lot.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I'd like to do, I don't know what it is, but I would really like to do a revival. I also want to do a play. I'd love to do a play on Broadway. You know, I've done lots of TV and film work, but I think to do a straight play on Broadway with no music would be wonderful and challenging and difficult. But yeah, I mean, they're doing it this year. I've always wanted to play Sweeney Todd, but you know, I still think I could do that for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Valjean one day.
All right.
You know, I'm just looking at kind of the things that are already established.
Make the Les Mis full circle.
Yeah,
moment.
exactly. I can make a Les Mis full circle. But no, I think I'd like to do a classic musical on Broadway. I mean, I've been so fortunate to be involved in so many more modern and lots of pop rock music. But I went to school as a classical voice major, and I've not really gotten to do it on stage. So maybe something more like that.
I can't wait. Aaron Tveit, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Frank.
Good to see you.
You too.